Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air.
My sexy ladies.
Girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air.
This your dog, Freak, baby, aka Black and Belly. I got my dog, No One General, in the building, and we got Jay Styles for a third time. We appreciate him coming back, man. You know what I'm saying? Jay Styles, who we got with us?
We have the one and only Wow Bloom L.
Did he say your name right? You tell him what.
Yes.
Okay, you want to repeat it so they
Wild
get.
Bloom L. Greetings, everyone.
Okay,
Thanks
Wild
for
Bloom
having
L,
me.
y'all. You know what I'm saying? And we here back another session. You know what I'm saying? To kind of be inquisitive and inform people so you know the happening, what's going on. And one of the things that's going on is I want to get this out the way because I know this is a topic P Diddy. So this is something I want to get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Trial over with. Trial over with. You know, no, but trial over with. So I want to get this out the way. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if y'all originally seen my podcast before, but I was one of the ones that said that he was going to beat the cases. Right?
He ain't beat it.
I know. Listen,
right.
I was one of the ones that said he was going to beat the cases.
Okay.
So I was halfway right because out of 5 charges, he got found guilty of 2. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The 2 charges he got found guilty of was the lesser of charges.
Of course.
So big ups to that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't take the black man down. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you wanted him to get off? You wanted him to get off?
It wasn't that I wanted him to get off. It was more of like P Diddy did a lot of stuff that a lot of rappers do all the time. Like they do it all the time. People fly people in all the time, have sex with them. This is a known thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody do it. It's just like he got caught up doing it. So it wasn't so much as I was against what I don't condone beating on no women. I don't condone that.
I mean, my point of view with that is this, brother. Okay, whatever P. Diddy did, it falls down to 2 categories of immoral or illegal.
Yeah.
Now, illegal was jumping on that woman by the elevator door. That was assault and battery. We know that is not an illegal thing, and that somebody can call the governmental systems on you, enforcement.
But see, that's one of the things that's
The other stuff, his sexual orientation,
people doing
his
it for years.
sexual decisions,
People been doing it for years.
and people who agreed to do that, that's
Exactly.
not a crime.
That's not a crime.
That's not a crime. So you can't take that and put that in the legal court.
When people been doing it for so
And
many
you can't
years.
take the legal court and put it into the moral
the
court.
the millionaire that had in the Playboy Mansion,
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner. Why nobody? He been selling stuff.
Yeah.
He's in Playboy Mansion, number
Yes. There's a
full
whole
of
lot of
girls.
freaky stuff going on there.
Full of girls
Right.
that's Playboy girls.
Right.
What do you think they doing?
Right.
You
And
think
that's
they
not
around
a
in
crime. He never did nothing.
But you think they around there just walking around with lingerie on, just walking around? Ain't nobody doing nothing.
But hold up. But Hugh never got caught, and that's due to the lack of social media and cameras and all that. He
wasn't
never
right.
got caught beating no woman down.
Again.
Like, did a woman possibly get beat in the Playboy Mansion? Very possible. I mean, we can't say yay or nay.
Did they do drugs in Playboy Mansion?
We're sure that all of the corruption is in all of these
Right.
cases.
Yeah.
But back to what you said about Cassie getting beaten, that is immoral.
Yeah.
It is not just illegal. It is immoral to bring harm to someone else.
Exactly.
I agree with
Like I
that.
say, out in
I
his
agree
own
with that.
violence.
Physically assaulting someone, it's beyond legal. That's just breaking law. That's just natural.
No,
law.
I agree.
Correct. I agree.
Legal is really the lower of the 3 things, I think. So it's immoral and it's definitely unlawful.
Well, harm
beat a
to
woman.
anyone.
So this is my thing.
Harm. Anytime
So-
you violate the moral acts and
It's
hurt
harm.
somebody.
But the thing about it is, they didn't charge him for that.
well, because
No, they
that's
did. He
strange.
settled out of court, right?
No, that was
Yeah,
silver.
yeah.
That was some silver stuff.
He said,
That was silver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But somebody
still,
still.
but she didn't want to put any more charges because she already got her money on.
Okay,
that.
but I'm speaking upon the trial that he got convicted for the 2 and not the 5.
No.
Those
was-
charges had nothing to do with domestic violence.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the immoral part of it wasn't a part. The trial wasn't about being immoral.
Okay, but I want to ask what you're saying, because you're kind of comparing other people such as Hugh Hefner and all these other personalities who didn't get caught. So is just because someone didn't get caught, does that make it right? I mean, did you want Puffy to get off? Did you want people like this to get off because he's a quote unquote what you call black man? Or
I want
do
him.
people need to be held accountable, and do people need to see examples of being
Okay.
held accountable so that we can actually get to the moral compass of people where they're off doing these types of things? Because yes, we can say that people are consensual, but we know that there's a lot of people have systems around them. People have enforcement around them to coerce people, manipulate people into doing things that they would not otherwise do. We know that people can take advantage of people and manipulate people. If someone is in survival mode or they don't feel like they have opportunities, they're going to put themselves in situations that they otherwise would not if they had themselves together, if
Yes,
they had their
yeah.
own. And so you know that people in these positions of power take advantage of that, right?
Yeah,
so
okay.
this is where the moral compass comes
Okay,
in.
no, I get what you're saying, but I don't agree with that part. But all I'm just saying is, as far as what the fact shows of the charge that he was with, it don't line up to what he was doing. Charge him the right way, in other words.
Got you. Okay.
You get what I'm saying? The charge that y'all charged him with, racketeer. I mean, not racketeer, but something like
Got him for pornography, right? Or was it?
Now they got him for traveling the prostitutes.
So-
Basically bringing a prostitute to him, traveling international companies.
Prostitution, right?
But, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you have rappers all the time that's, play plane tickets for girls to come up and they doing something with them.
Well, ain't that how they got R. Kelly?
I mean, but that doesn't justify that's not justifiable though. Yeah, they do it.
No, I'm not saying it's
not
just fine.
justified.
All
Yeah.
I'm saying is,
I
what's
get what he's
what's the
saying.
wrong in it? What is the wrong of it? Where is the wrong? Because
Because if you're going on a trip and hey, I invite you to come on over, and you take the money to get on the trip, and then something happens in the mix of that.
Okay, so
you
now let's.
can't.
Okay,
You
so
can't
perfect. That's a great.
By
I'm glad
yourself.
you said that. So let's just bring it to the man and the woman. Let's
Right.
take out the. Let's take out the
The
courts.
system.
Let's
Yeah,
take
yeah,
out
yeah. I got
the cameras. That's the problem. Most people don't know how to effectively communicate. It really comes down to communication. So we got all of these little innuendos and nuances. We have these unspoken things that we know as a man. If you're flying me in, you want something from me.
But
I can't
before
pretend to
it
be.
became, and I'm not to stop you. Before it became a problem, I didn't like as a young person coming into life. I'm like, all right, yeah, I would fly my woman out because that's the thing.
That's the
you
thing,
do.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then I didn't know that I would get in trouble
to do it.
doing it when we know each other. Like,
Right.
I think that's what the
Yeah.
confusion is.
Well, your
like,
woman is different than all these other women that you're bringing in for sex. Like, so now you just changed the
But that's-
relationship
No,
Relationship
because
if
the
I'm
the
just
women
like-
that he's flying in are per se escorts.
Okay, and that's
So
good.
that
if
they're-
if I get hired okay,
As an escort.
Let's say I'm an escort.
Yes.
You fly me in.
right?
Okay, I'm gonna come.
You're a willing participant,
And I'm a willing participant.
Right.
However, am I signing up to when you give me a drink? Do I know that this drink is laced? Am I now going to be, unconscious or not aware of what actually is happening to me? And I'm waking up in this fog and don't know.
Now, that
things.
part,
So that's what I'm talking about. Now it's different if it's just on above board and we're consenting adults. I got this, you got that, I want that, you want this. We about to exchange. Okay, but if I'm being laced,
But you can get in
drugs.
trouble for that. Without the laces,
Yes.
you can get in
That's
trouble.
illegal.
What you just said.
Yes.
With two consenting adults, we having conversations, and you get flown out, boom, 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 bang, bam, and then come back, and then you can just come in and charge me and just say, hey, he flew me out. And I'm like, what?
Well, I understand that too. Some people do like flip the script, and now they want to take advantage of and try to.
I just don't like that. That's a crime.
Right,
and that's
I understand.
but that's the gray area that we don't know as viewers.
Yeah, I didn't know that. until
No,
today.
as viewers, as far as like if they wanted to drink or even if they wanted something to make them feel better, we don't know that part. We don't know that conversation.
Right.
Most times, from experience, I go to a party. Everybody at the party might be looking for something to make them more relaxed, to be more enjoyable.
Always.
I've never been to a party nobody forced nothing on no one.
Right.
No one. I never been to a party nobody put nothing on nobody to drink. I've been.
You said you have not been to parties where that hasn't happened?
Yes, but I go to civilized party. I'm not a heavy partier like that. I do parties, but I'm not I don't do heavy parties.
So you're saying the parties that you've gone to, that has not happened?
No,
Okay.
it's been occasions where someone have walked up to me and say, "Hey, do you know I can get this or this or this?" I ain't gonna say no name, XYZ.
Right.
I'm like, "No. Do you know the host got any?" You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, go and talk to the host. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Not saying what they asking for. It could be an aspirin. I don't know. So don't put what I said and put your own drug in front of it. All right? I'll tell you right now. But I'm just saying. But again, they asking for something. I've never been to where someone said, "Here, drink this. Take this, make you feel better. Take this." You know what I'm saying? And trust me, I've been some parties, like big time baller parties. You know what I'm saying?
I can say that too.
But
No one's ever forced me to drink.
yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like baller parties. And I'm not just my man, it's my women too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just on mine. So that's where I kind of get on the fence with it. And again, I don't I say.
Also, I'm sorry to interject, but
Yeah.
the thing is too, it's like you got to think about, and I really don't want to spend much time talking about this person that is
Yeah.
relevant to my life.
Yeah.
But you got to think about people's level of ego. You got to think about people's level of entitlement. You got to think
Yeah.
about people's level of their false illusion, sense of power that they think that they have. That they are not to be told no. Whatever they want, they have. They
Yeah,
get.
yeah. He has some power. He had persuasion power.
People abuse their power, and so you're talking as a man who, y'all are men who are not on this ego trip. So you're not at that level. So for
Influencing
you,
level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different.
Yeah, it is.
Spirit. It's a whole.
So I mean, with
different-
that said, like I said, just clear the air. Like I thought he was gonna get off all the way, but I guess it's fair, for him to get convicted of the lesser charge versus the major charge that I wasn't, agreeing with. No matter power or no power, men and women, as far as consent to it and all that there. And then as far as you saying force, and then as far as them did a whole trial about something that he not was charged with. That's why I got the problem with. Where you're doing a whole trial about something that he's not charged with. You got Cassidy coming on saying he beat me, he this. Look, you ain't on trial for beating you. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here or there. But you know what I'm saying? I just want to get that out there, put that in the air. You know what I'm saying?
You're happy. I don't.
No, it's not happy. It's not being happy. It's about justice because Donald Trump got 37 felonies and ain't must been in jail yet.
That's because you're president.
Listen, nobody's above the law. Even Donald Trump said
You're in
that.
top position.
Nobody's supposed to be above
And
the
there
law.
is somebody
I'm glad
above
that
it,
you're
right?
saying that
No.
no
Hold
one's
up.
above the law.
Nobody's
He
above the
says
law.
nobody's above
Yes.
the law, but you saying
Yeah.
because he's
So Puffy is still
president,
going
he's
to
above the
get
law.
his.
Yeah, yes,
Everybody's
yes,
going
yeah.
to try to
Yeah,
get that
yeah, he's
position,
gonna get his.
so we don't
Yeah,
have
he
to be
can- yeah.
above, so we could be above the law.
Yeah.
You see, that's not an equal, fair system.
No, it's
You know that's an egalitarian system. And that's what we live in. We live in an egalitarian system. And if we don't understand the political dynamics, of the system we live in, a lot of people tend to understand the so-called spiritual dynamics of what we live in, the consciousness of what we live in, the culturalness of what we live in, and the spiritual interchange between this and the that of what we live in. But they don't understand the full scope of things. See, you got to get the whole bucket. You got to get the whole bucket.
When
You
you're
have to
growing up,
understand.
you're only told a portion of the job. Hey, I want to be a police officer. I want to be a firefighter.
Right.
I want to be whatever.
Right.
And we only get the happy side of it. We
Right.
don't tell you who you got to shoot.
Right.
Who you going
Why you got to shoot? Right. What's your responsibilities? They don't tell you your responsibilities. You're only
They just tell
told
you the good parts of it.
the part of it that makes you look like the hero. You feel me? And so that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with
But I'm
that
saying
right
that's the reason
now.
why we're pissed. We
Right.
hear about a job, right? Greatness of it, but we don't know that if you look into like the presidency, he can get away with a lot of these crimes.
Yeah, you can get away, but I mean,
Yeah, but trust there's somebody above him who keeps in check too.
Of course.
when it's but listen,
I mean,
my thing
didn't
is,
we see that during COVID? Can we state COVID anymore on
Yeah.
YouTube
Yeah.
without getting strikes?
Yeah.
But remember that
Yeah.
when the dude from FEMA that no one ever knew pulled up and he stepped his ass down. He was no longer president. A lot of people didn't even peep that.
Yeah.
So when this country is legally in an emergency state, the president, as we think of president, is no longer in charge.
Exactly.
And some of us
my
caught
thing
that.
is when
Well,
you
but it's supposed to be like that. I mean, the movie where Jamie Foxx played president shows you that. But in reality, what was that year when they stormed the Capitol?
20, yeah,
20 what?
20, no, 20.
2020?
What, that's
Okay.
Yeah, lost the,
Yeah.
Right. When they stormed the Capitol, See, that sent out a message unperceived by a lot of people. What people perceived was ambush. Oh, they attacked the White House. They attacked the Capitol. They put down. They perceived ambush, but they didn't get the hidden message behind that. See, there was a hidden message that they didn't peep.
What was
forget
it?
about the rogue behavior. Forget about the vandalism. The message was, when people get tired of something, they will strike back. The
Absolutely.
empire will strike back.
Absolutely.
So you need to be ready for a strike coming in any direction, many different directions, and you better be ready to strike back. Because that didn't just happen. That was a prelude to something more and greater coming. You follow what I'm saying? And we looked at that, and I sit and talk with people about that 2020 January 6th thing, you know, and some of them, you know, there's two different views of that. There's the black view, and then there's the white view. The black view is
Well, I don't
it was
agree with
all
that.
whites, and they had nothing to do with us. But if it had been us, there'd have been a shooting and a killing.
Okay.
That's the black view. I can dig it. The white view is, you know what? We're tired of these MFers. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got to show these cats something, you know. And they did. They showed what they can do when they stick together. They showed. They spoke it, and they did it. You know, so it has been written, or so it has been said, so it shall be done. That's what they executed. We over here worrying about the what ifs and ifs and ifs. The message is clear. The next time it's an insurgent like that, it's going to be a lot more widespread. So you need to be cautious of that, because people are getting tired of that. They're getting tired of the government overruling everything and having above the law.
So
people.
speaking of government, y'all know
People are tired of that.
y'all know there's a missile strike on Iran.
Yeah, I heard about
Right.
that too.
You got the missile strike, right?
In other USA news.
Yeah,
no.
bunker busters.
Only reason I say that because
Is this real?
That's has something to do with us, because we, like Trump was, we're not allies, but we deal with Iran. You get what I'm saying? We trades with them. So when Trump got on the thing and saying about Iran, saying that he basically gonna strike them for shooting the missile at Iran. So when it comes from our way, that gets us involved. So you got to know about the the other countries, because we are pro se. We trade with them other
Yeah,
countries.
it's all about the money.
You get what I'm saying? So if they mess up the people who we trading with, we get oil from them or whatever we get from them.
Now we go into war and we take it. That's what's going on right now.
That's what's going on right
it's
now.
The same playbook. It's
the
been
same playbook. So it ain't been a war since World War II.
Yeah, because they figured it out.
You feel me? But now
It took them 2 times to figure it out.
yeah, but now you know what I'm saying, it's getting
They done
dangerous,
got
so
more greedy because
it-
they got more and everybody else got less.
It's dangerous. So look, just be prepared, man. All I'm telling you, be prepared. If anyone, I'm prepared. War come to me.
Okay, so how are you prepared for war? Because that's really what I want to talk about. The men and the women in this room, like where we actually have control is within ourselves, like sitting up talking about the topics and these personalities and these, corrupt officials. The power is in our hands, in our minds, in our homes, in our relationships, in our families. And to me, that's the first government. The government is the family. The government begins with the mother. The government begins at home. The mother is the first teacher. The government begins with the family. And so, like, how are you prepared when there's a world war? How are you prepared to keep peace at home within your own government, within your own family, within your own mind? So that's really like the point of power, because all these other things, like we don't have a reach, we don't have a say in any of those things, we don't have control in any of those things, but you have full sovereignty control over that man right here.
Yeah, and then what's
And so
in
then
front?
how are we governing ourselves? And so like those are the topics that I would like to deal with more.
Well,
yeah.
Well, as far as being prepared, you know what I'm saying. As far as I would say, I'm prepared. As far as just as I'm saying, it's defensive prepared. As far as for me, you know what I'm saying.
What does that look like?
Looking like for me is got cameras. You know what I'm saying. I got stuff to be defensive. You know what I'm saying, on
gotcha.
camera.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying. I got supplies, supplies that I can go to. You know what I'm saying. I got. Put it this way, I'm a camper by nature. Like I know how to camp. I can go out. I can live off land.
Good.
I don't need to go to the store.
Good.
I can grow my own vegetables. I can do my own. You know what I'm saying. Like, I can live at my house and not leave. I got well water. I get water out the land.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean by being prepared. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't got to worry about riding down the street and the bomb go off, get hit by the missile. Only way the missile gonna get me, gonna hit me at my house. You get what I'm saying? That's what I mean by unprepared. You get what I'm saying? And then the knowledge of it too, of how to survive. Like I've been out at a very young age, so survival is, easy for me. I'm a survivalist. Like I wasn't born with a silver spoon. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, the kids these days, a lot of kids these days born with that silver spoon. A lot of kids they've been babied. I was in a time where the baby wasn't a thing. You was a little kid. You wasn't no baby. The only thing they ever called me was a baby. They called me a little kid all the time until I was a man around about 16, 15, 16. I'm just saying, you feel me? I never was a baby.
It's all right.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Welcome to the
saying?
club.
I'm just saying. So that's she told me to explain. So that's where I feel like I'm ready for it. You know what I'm saying? In somebody else's eyes, it might be I'm not ready.
What changed the life course of your life?
You see what I'm saying? Like I'm a full grown man.
You got old enough to realize you got tired of what everybody else was calling you.
Exactly. You feel me? So, and it wasn't no baby.
You wasn't that.
Yeah.
You know you was something else.
It was something else. You know what I'm saying?
I am now.
Now, on another note, so I'm glad she spoke up on that. I also wanted to speak to her about what keeps peace inside of the household with your significant other.
Oh, well.
What do you think keeps peace to make relationships or whatever last long term? You know what I'm saying? Not getting tired of the significant other. What you would say on that?
I mean, that's a multi-layered question. I know it sounds very cliche to say communication, but communication is very, very, very key. And just knowing what that means. Like, when you know that you're all on the same team, I think that helps a lot. And when there may be any type of like disagreement or something, to know that if you have to come at something, you're coming at an issue, not necessarily one another, that you're on the same team.
Does a disagreement or argument break the relationship, or do you feel like it make it stronger, or just?
It can do either.
Yeah.
It depends on how you resolve your issues.
Yeah.
So if you are not resolving it with peace and kindness and goodness towards one another and thinking about the other person's well-being, then you could be, essentially being destructive, tearing each other down, fighting each other instead of the issue. And so it could go either way. I just think that if it's an issue, the more honest you are about it, the more transparent you are about it. And
we know a lot of men ain't transparent, so I can't say as far as man.
Works. It's work, and it is a lot of extra work for a lot of women to get their men to open up about things.
Hold on.
And sometimes I know a lot of brothers are a little afraid of opening up and really.
They don't want to feel
honest,
soft, they want to.
Not even just that. I mean, some for that, but some also men. They're honest until they feel like they're being punished for their honesty.
Yeah.
So sometimes, a man will tell you how they really feel, but then depending on how that woman reacts. Then he's like, whoa, like I can't really be honest with her and tell her what I'm really feeling. So he kind of gets cut off based on our reaction. So a lot of things, like a lot of women, this is why it's very important for both parties. But I'm speaking as a woman. I know that it will be very helpful in your relationship when you have high emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
When you know how to emotionally regulate yourself. When you know what your needs are and you're also in tune with what
basically
your
not to
needs
blow
are.
off the top, not interrupt you. Basically not to blow off the top when they tell you something.
Yeah, like
so
you
fastly.
Can, exactly. You can feel how you feel, but you got to know how to regulate your emotions, and it takes practice. Like it really does. And hopefully the relationship can give that structure where y'all can take a few little knocks and make mistakes and get it right, reflect, come back together, and really like reflect on your conversations too. I think making sure that you're communicating when not necessarily in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Like taking that space, giving space. It just really takes practice, but the only place you're going to get practice is in the relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to be in relationship to get the practice to master relating with your significant other. But so essentially it's just like, do I care for this other person's well-being? And let me make sure that even though I may be upset, I may be mad, I may feel whatever I'm feeling, let me speak with the highest kindness, because it's also about just keeping my own self dignity and my own self respect. So
For some women, they
yeah.
feel like they say, "Oh, I'm just tired of doing that." But then for some men, get confused, like, "What are you tired of doing?"
Yeah.
It's, if you don't tell me, I don't really know. Just saying,
that's a big thing.
just saying I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that. Like,
yeah.
actually tell me,
Yeah.
what are you tired of? What am I doing to make you tired?
And
Because
that's important.
I
Asking
can't, I
questions.
can't get to that space that you want me to get at if you don't tell me where that space is at.
Exactly. So women do, it's just people in general, but women do definitely need to do better, and not just assuming that this man can read your mind.
Yes,
Thank
it's a
you
lot
so
of
much
stuff.
for that.
You
She hit
gotta-
the nail
a lot
on
of
the
stuff.
You
head.
gotta just.
Thank you so much.
It's a lot of assumptions.
Yeah,
A lot
you
of.
gotta
We
really-
What
cannot
about-
read your mind.
What about
I
it? Listen,
Yeah.
not to cut you off. Sorry. What about what you were saying the other day as far as about accountability? Remember you
Yeah,
were saying on the
accountability
last
is serious.
podcast, you were
Yeah,
saying women don't want to take accountability. So
and let me add to that too.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
now, hold on. Right. Now, so dig. What I did, because I didn't want to do this alone.
Right.
And since Jay Style brought his wife, Wild Blumel, thank you for coming too,
Thank you.
sister.
Of course,
yes,
I'm
yeah.
happy to be here.
Which,
One of the sisters in our organization, I got her on the phone on speaker now,
Okay.
so that we can get another perspective as well. And what we want to do is basically, we're talking about what makes the substance of a relationship.
Well,
You
he
know.
asked about what kept peace.
Yeah, okay,
Substance,
yeah,
that's a different
Okay,
yeah,
but
question.
no,
what
peace.
what keeps peace?
Yeah.
And so we were
What
started
keeps
off
peace?
with the
Right.
communication and
So now-
what that is.
Okay,
right.
so this is Royal Diva Shirley. She's a member of our organization. She's one of the sisters of Black Mystics. Royal Diva, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Have you been keeping up with the conversation? First, allow me to introduce you to the people.
Greetings. How
They're
are
greeting
you?
you.
How are you, sis?
Hello, my sister. How are you?
I'm
Queen?
heavenly. Thank you. I'm Wild Bloom L. Good to meet you over the phone. I'm glad you're joining the conversation.
Thank you. Much
Welcome.
appreciative of being invited.
Yes.
And we have her husband, Jay Styles. Or
Okay, so let
And
me
then
just,
Creek.
let me just say, we're not married.
okay, not her legal husband, but her man, her man Jay Styles. No, thank you for the clarity. I'm sorry, because we as men use the term.
No,
Now that's something I want to discuss too, because we as men use the term wife. My wife.
All of that, I get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
Right, it's just a term.
No,
but
I'm-
thank you
I
for the
get it.
clarification.
No,
I
that's
get it.
called manipulation.
Why do you feel it's manipulation?
Because you throw that term loosely to make the woman feel appreciative of your asking her to be a statement, that making that statement, but you don't put any validity behind it. Because unless I wear the ring and I have your heart and your commitment to me, where is the crown?
You hear that?
I think you might have read a little bit too deep into
No,
it.
she's right.
No,
know,
she's right.
Well, I
That's
mean-
a coveted title. Don't put it on her until he's ready to put it on.
Well, I'm saying though.
Thank you.
You don't
Okay.
have to understand it.
I know I must understand it. No, when he said my wife, okay, Nate said, Machiavelli said to me, Jay Styles coming with his wife. Okay, so I just used
I
wife.
just said his
So that's
girl.
okay.
I said his girl.
That's fine.
I mean,
I
I didn't
just
use
said
it.
his girl, but-
I didn't use it
You don't have
maliciously.
to apologize for that. That's fine. But what the sister's saying is valid. It's
we
true.
cannot wear it.
So you saying Jay Styles was wrong for saying
No,
my
no, no,
wife?
that's not
No,
what she
Jay
said.
Styles didn't say it.
That's
though.
not what
Now
she
you
said.
putting on
Let
you
her
now.
answer that.
But no,
Let her answer
but
that.
no, she can answer, but that's not what she said. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
If
but
that's
what?
okay with them, that's okay with them. But you asked me.
So you saying that man should not use the term wife loosely, but rather use it when it's actually the prescription. In other words, when that has been that has happened, and he is bound by the covenant to that woman, is the only time he should use the term my wife.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay, I mean I'm cool with that if that's what you're saying, But anyway, this was just an introduction. But the introduction part is over with. What we want to know is
I love it. The sister,
how do we
she
keep
addressed it right
peace?
then.
How do we keep the peace? No, she didn't really address it right then.
Yeah.
That's gonna be clear.
No, she didn't address it right then. She just fired back, which is cool. Shots fired. Kapow, kapow. You know?
So how does she keep the peace?
Now, how do you keep the peace in your relationship?
CC, commitment and communication.
Okay.
Okay, well, the sister Wild Blue Mel did say communication.
Yeah, and I wasn't done, but we can continue to elaborate
Yeah.
together. So,
Commitment and communication. If you have no commitment to the relationship and to the parties involved, and no communication between them, then you will never have a happy relationship.
What's commitment? What is commitment?
Commitment to the union.
Meaning?
Meaning, I'm committed to this person and only this person. Okay, monogamous. I'm monogamous to just this person, and in this monogamous relationship, my commitment is totally to you and no other woman.
Well, it shouldn't be to another woman anyway.
From some men's perspective, that's not the case. It's community property.
Okay, you hear all that thunder and lightning, you better be careful.
Yeah, right on time.
You hear that thunder and lightning, you better be careful now. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to get struck.
All right, so I mean, she basically touched on what Lady Bloom said. L. Bloom said,
Bloom L.
it's okay. I like Lady Bloom, L Bloom. It's all good. It's all good. But thank
Jay,
you.
don't get hurt.
I got it. It's all right.
You got me?
It's all right.
Hey,
But the communication. And what is she saying? She's also saying that, it's so many C's. We got the commitment. Absolutely. So commitment is really, first off, everything begins with self. So you got to first be committed to yourself.
Okay.
So when you're committed to yourself, which is to have a high standard of living, a high quality of living, and just in your full presence and what you're doing and how you're showing up in the world, you're going to have a high standard, and then therefore your partner will also reflect these qualities. So now your partner is also committed to himself. I'm speaking as a woman. And so now together, as two committed people, we're committing to a relationship together, because you got me, you, and us.
Yeah.
So we got individual, but then we have the relationship. So this is where we learn if we're compatible. This is where we start having conversations. This is where we're dating to collect the data to see if we have what it takes to create a sustainable relationship. So in that, these two committed individuals, you come together and you're sharing what you want to, how you want to cultivate the relationship, what you want this relationship, how you want this relationship to serve you to grow individually and together as a couple. And so in that, the sister's talking about the monogamy. You got to be able to, if once he gets to that sexuality level, the trust has to be there. So if I can't give you my whole soul and my whole self if I don't trust and feel safe that you're going to keep your sexuality at home with me.
So is the sexuality, and this is, we're having a conversation here, and I'm not neither an advocate or an adversary on the subject, but when commitment limited to sexual activity only?
No, it's not, because some people not at all.
That's only a part of the relationship.
But that's the one that always gets vocalized. I never hear them say, well, you need to commit to me with this social behavior, or this, like, you should drink only with me. Women never say a man should drink only with them, but only that he should have sex with them. Not that he should only ride his bike with them. Everything else is okay, but we come down to sex. I need an understanding here.
That's fair. Okay, so because that sexuality is that's the most powerful energy on the planet. That's creative life force energy. So if we are wanting to create a sustainable life together, to have force of manifestation as man and woman, but you're spreading all of your life force energy amongst all these with everyone else now you're free to do that. I'm not against that. Trust me, I'm not. You're free to do that. But are you disclosing that? Is that what you're creating in your relationships? Are you getting in relationships with women who are fine with that? Or are you, pretending? Because a lot of men play love to get sex, and a lot of women play sex to get love. But are you being honest about what you really want? But if you're in a monogamous relationship, that's why it comes down to
when
sex.
you're in a monogamous relationship, right?
Yeah.
It's one-on-one, mano to mano, right? Okay, so now dig. Women say that if they do step out, it's because they were looking for love. Now, this may not be yours or even the group of women you hang with, but this has been a larger consensus of what I've heard. They did it because they were looking for love,
Well,
something that, hold on, sister, let me finish.
Oh, I'm
that they
agreeing with
couldn't get with this man,
I'm agreeing
right?
with you.
So when men go out and do it, we just doing it for the fun of it, for the adventure of it.
Well,
That's what the accusations are.
sometimes
We're looking
it's
at what the
that
accusations are. So
Men
now,
are also looking for love, and in
Okay.
those cases, whoever's stepping out looking for love, then that's.
but
proof
men don't say that. We don't
they're-
say we did it for looking for love.
Okay, but you may not even be conscious that that's what you're looking for, though.
Okay, but we are conscious of what we say. We're man. Man means mine.
I know that's exactly what man
Right.
means.
Man means mine. So
Exactly.
I know.
But mind is also subconscious. We have a subconscious and a conscious.
Well, you have a
mind.
conscious and a subconscious,
Yeah,
and then
so-
you have what's called the
and
unilateral part of your mind.
Exactly. We're not debating, brother.
No,
We're
no,
not
no, sister,
arguing.
I'm with you.
Okay,
but
we're
we're
not
making a
arguing.
point here.
So,
And the point I'm making is very simple. Not that you have to agree with it. Just like I have to agree with yours, but I want to hear yours. But here's my point. If sexuality seems to be the biggest thing out of everything there, then all I have to do is
I
just
didn't say
maintain.
that.
No, hold on. You just said it's the greater part. It's the life
no,
force.
No. I'm talking. No. That is.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at.
No, wait.
Which, in the ratio percentages, which percentage does it carry the highest, medium, or lowest?
Okay, what I'm saying is sexuality is multi-layered. I said that sex is creative life force energy because nothing exists on this earth plane that did not come through a sexual act.
But the
That's
whole
all I'm
argument
saying.
y'all ever say
I'm
is
not-
about us
first off,
having sex
wait
out.
a minute,
You don't care who I
pause,
drank with. You don't care who I ride with.
First, let's not say what y'all say because you've never heard me.
Well,
say
let me
that.
say the majority of
This
women.
woman sitting in front of you, you've never heard those words out of my mouth.
You're
I'm not
absolutely
going
right.
to generalize when I'm speaking to you. I'm
Right.
going to speak to you as
That's
who you
cool.
are.
That's cool.
Okay, so please don't generalize and say y'all say this. Some women have said that is a more accurate.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say the majority of women I've heard.
Okay,
See,
so
that's
I
the
have
reason.
not
majority
said
of
That's the
women
reason why. When he was talking about it, I said, "Hold up, let's get a woman on here." Remember when he did it the last podcast, couple
Now-
podcasts ago? I said, "Hold up, let's get a woman's perspective because I don't want to generalize like how you
Right.
saying what he's thinking for." Oh, didn't I tell you that?
Right.
And
So,
see,
but-
this
It's
is
cool.
This is why we need the woman
even-
on here for to
But
do this.
before we even continue what you're saying, because I'm sensing some heat coming from you.
That's no heat,
So,
sister.
but no, let me.
That's a
I'm telling
misperception.
you what I'm sensing.
Right, and that's cool.
Okay,
That's
so
cool.
that's it. I'm not going to argue with you.
No, we're
not
not.
arguing.
We're not.
So when you say it sounds like to me that you kind of have a gripe with that because you're saying it seems unfair. Maybe you think that it seems unfair because a woman is saying, don't go have drinks with it. But I know women who don't want their men to go have drinks with other women. I've heard women say that they don't want their man to go and have dinner with other women. I've heard women say they don't want their man to have female friends and hang out with their women.
Yeah.
So is your statement even true for the majority of the women that you're saying that fits?
Well, you misinterpreted my statement. I didn't say drinking with women. I said when we go out to drink, we drink with men.
Okay.
But they never say drink only with me. They never say ride your bike only with me. They never say go to the grocery store only with me. The only thing that seems to be the only with me is sex, and that's cool.
Okay.
I'm just trying to understand the dynamics of how can we get that in alignment together.
How is that
you feel
out of-
me? To
Let me
understand,
ask you
like,
a question.
is
How is
sex
that
the
out of
only thing
alignment?
that's important?
Sex is the most is out of all of those things
That's the most intimate act you can perform with someone.
Okay, so then again, all I'm saying is that holds the greater percentage, right?
Intimacy, okay.
That's all I said.
Yeah, so intimacy.
Right, so intimacy holds the highest, right?
Intimacy, because
Right.
what differentiates your
But it's
relationship
okay, though.
with anyone else
It's-
if we're not doing things that you don't do with other people?
But the intimacy is okay if that holds the highest. All I'm saying is you never mention the other things, period. So I don't know what area they fall in. If intimacy is the highest, you know, I'm just telling you what I've heard.
Yeah, I hear
You know,
many women
you
say
know.
many different
I don't
things
hear
about-
I haven't heard women yet say, "Oh, don't go drinking with those guys. Drink with me." You know,
because women are not. It's not the guys that we don't trust. It's the women and you, the man, who we have to put our most trust in. And women cannot be trusted with our men, and sometimes our men cannot be trusted with other women if we don't have that trust in them.
Okay, this is beautiful dialogue. I like this because that's what we're trying to get to and understanding. These are the type of conversations that we need to have. This is never a heat, never argument, never nothing like that when it comes down to dialogue. And sometimes in talking to women, from my experiences, like the brother mentioned earlier, they seem to have these moments. To give you an example, when I was studying the different languages of the Semitic languages, I was studying the Arabic and the Hebrew. And in them languages, they have two letters that are called the silent letters. They have the alif, which is the first one in Arabic, and in Hebrew is aleph. And then they have the ayin. Ayin represents the eye, and alif represents the ox. So I had to understand, what did they mean by the ox and the eye? Now, neither one of these letters have a sound of their own. They require the consonant to come with it. The consonant in both of those languages carries the vowel also. So if you see an aleph in front of a consonant, that consonant is going to carry a dot or a symbol to overemphasize that aleph or that ayin. So in other words, if you see a B with two dots in front of aleph, you're about to spell the word Beth. It's Beth. So you understand that. But in the secret teachings of that, you learn that there are two areas in the human mind that are blank.
Is this
and
nigga
those
a
two
preacher?
areas are seeking to be
He a preacher.
fulfilled.
This nigga a
If we're
preacher
not
right here, I'll
careful,
tell you.
those two areas seek to be fulfilled either by our
I see
over-emotional
preachers and
desires
teachers.
or our corrupted desires. So we have to be careful and use our eye to see and be like an ox, steadfast.
Pastor
we gotta
General.
hey, listen, Pastor,
Pastor-
my foot.
Pastor
I'm
General.
giving it to you raw, man.
Hey,
and I
Pastor
don't get it
General.
like this all the time.
Hold on, Pastor.
But I'm
Pastor
off the
General.
air.
They-
I'm off
they
the
call him
air.
Pastor General.
I'm off the air. But I don't play when it come down to like.
No, I understand.
don't
I'm just
play,
messing with
man.
you. But on to another note, man.
Yeah, are we gonna be able to stay on topic and talk about the things that we start? Like I appreciate.
That's
you
why I say
sharing
I'm
with us.
sorry, Pastor General. So back to
the
what
sister
you
was
saying.
The sister was
Yeah.
talking about the commitment. The sister was explaining, answering your question when you asked why the sexuality is the most important thing. She began speaking about that, and thank you for your lesson about the aleph.
Yeah, the Aleph. Yeah.
But if we could just stay on topic, that would be good. So we can just have some continuity and some.
Yeah,
I thought
cause
it
we
was on
try to
topic,
learn.
but okay.
Cause
I
we
thought
try
it
to
was on
learn.
topic,
So
but I can dig
on
it.
what you were saying, we try to learn and figure it out.
We
So
just want to
yeah,
have a conversation.
Yeah.
I think everything is on topic
Your-
here. Everything is relevant.
no, but
to
with
the-
the
to
eye,
growth
the
of where
lift,
we're
and
going.
all that.
I had to break it down to you though, man. I had to break it
Your
down.
original question was, how do we maintain? Okay, so we left off. We were talking about government.
Yeah.
And then I, added that the government, the first government is family.
Yeah.
The head of the family that comes from the adults, the mother,
Yeah.
the father of the family. How do we come together in unification, starting with self? Then we're talking about intimate relationships and the communication, and then the sister brought up the commitment.
Yeah.
The brother asked what entails commitment. The sister was talking about monogamy, saying that if you're committed to me, I'm committed to you. And then she opened up about the sexuality, that's a part where we can kind of sometimes miss, and a lot of men who are a little bit more promiscuous,
Yeah.
and
So,
that's where we
To
are.
touch on about the monogamy thing, the new age, a new era now is monogamy is kind of not a thing in a lot of people's relationship as far as like being with one person. But communication is. So if you communicate or agree upon to analyze that, hey, you can deal with more than one person. That's what the 2025 thing is now.
Yeah, it's just about ethical, whatever your agreement is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
because
the
anybody
monogamy,
can-
the monogamy
whatever
thing,
it is.
it's like past tense with monogamy. You got a lot of guys that got 2 or 3 girls that know about each other, but they cool with it. You get what I'm saying?
I just think this is a season for that.
No,
That's the
it's a
agenda.
season, you're right. But again, it's about the communication,
It's
agreeing
just
with.
about the communication.
Who
It's
cares?
about they're
It's just
agreeing
about
with it, cause
Right.
like I say,
The contract.
what's the singer name?
Shirley?
The singer that got the 3 wives, Neil.
There's no season for that.
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
listen,
The sister said there's no
Now,
season.
so
for
what
that.
you're saying, we're living, which we actually are, we're right back in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah.
yeah.
Yes.
But again,
Free everything, right? No, that's not right. God didn't say that was right. That's why Sodom and Gomorrah was burned.
But at the same time,
start preaching
you
now,
got
you gonna
you
get
got
off topic.
yeah, you got people in Islam that done.
No, that was relative to what we're talking about.
Yeah, because you got people that's got 2 or 3 girlfriends literally, and their wife or girl is okay with that because why? They discussed that. You know what I'm saying? It was a topic in the discussion.
And whoever else. He made Adam for Eve, and Eve was his helpmate.
That's another.
He made
That's
two.
another. That's a horse of another
That was
color.
the
Yeah,
union
man.
right there. Two people, not three.
That's a
4,
whole
and
different
5.
concept, though, man.
So what
No, it's
again?
not. It's the same concept.
What about-
Communication and commitment.
But then not everybody embraces that Adam and Eve concept.
Exactly. That's
you gotta
past tense.
understand that.
That if that were the case,
If you believe that the atom splits,
Yeah.
and we evolve,
Yeah.
you believe in Adam and Eve.
yeah, I understand that. But again, this the new age, right?
If it were not for him needing someone, God taking a rib and making Eve to be his helpmate and his companion, we as women would not be here.
Then who would be here?
That's just basic. It's basic. Whether you believe it or not, it's basic.
Well, while we got all these proclaim, what can you? I ain't gonna say dykes, but I said, damn, my bad. Listen, why we got these girls with girls?
You know what that is?
No, but you saying Adam and Eve, the real from that man, women. So
that's just not biologically possible. I mean, I just think that the Biblios Heliotech is a book about that's cosmic. That's talking about us cosmically.
Yeah.
That's talking about our evolution. That's
I'm on that.
talking
I'm
about-
on that page.
That's
Yeah.
that's
I'm
talking
with
about.
that.
There's no literal woman
Right.
that came from the rib of a man.
Right, we don't
The
embrace
Adam,
that.
the
Yeah,
Adam and Eve. That is the splitting of an atom and then evolution. So that's what that represents.
Yeah,
So the
yeah,
that Bible is a beautiful, wise book. But it's full of symbolism. It's full of parables. It's full of things
Yeah.
that are
Metaphors
happening to
and
us
similes. You
metaphysically,
gotta work with it.
symbolically, spiritually, cosmically, and then yes, we manifest those things. But there is no literal that.
Right.
That
There's a lot of
yes.
similes. in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So you understand where we at now?
But yes, I understand. But I agree with the sister with the principle of what she is saying. I agree with that because really, we're just one.
Yeah.
We're one.
Yeah.
There's just one man, one woman.
Yeah.
We're one. We're just two parts of one. And so that's really what the whole point of relationship is. And back to what you're saying as far as like a lot of men who are in these polyamorous relationships. You know, I feel like if you're doing it ethically, if you're communicating, if you're being safe, if you're being sexually responsible, what you do with your genitalia is your business.
Yeah.
If I meet a man and he gives me that honesty, I'm going to be grateful for that, and then I can discern for myself if that's something that I want to participate in or not, and then I can consent to that or not. But if I participate in that or not, depending on what other aspects of the relationship that I may want to explore with this man, I can, like the brother was talking about, or is sex the only thing? Can you have intimacy without sex? Or can you have commitment to relationships without sex? And everybody's free to agree and come into their own agreements as they deem. You know, a lot of people are in relationships and they don't have sex, but they're happy in other areas of their lives. They serve, their relationship serves and nurtures other areas of their lives.
Exactly.
So if you coming in and it's like, okay, this is gonna be an aspect of our relationship, this won't be an aspect of our, you know, it all goes back to the communication and what it is that you want the relationship to serve, essentially.
If I can say this, my sister, it's all about choice.
Absolutely.
It's all about choice.
Absolutely.
If you
Put up to the mic.
choose to be
Absolutely.
in those type of
Yeah, if you choose,
relationships,
exactly.
whether it's wrong or right, that's your
Exactly. And I agree with you, sis, where if it's a lot of people, a lot of
And again,
brothers who take away that choice for women, I think that maybe that's at the heart of also what you may have been saying, is that when you make an agreement, but then you're doing something that's not in
rhythm
with the agreement. So
and again, I just want to give a shout out to y'all for you know what I'm saying, we appreciate y'all coming to the podcast. If y'all like what they speaking about, these women, y'all like and subscribe to us. You know what I'm saying? We
Subscribe. I prescribe.
All right, like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it in the air, so whatever.
Hey, Royal Diva, we appreciate your
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, sis.
And I'm just glad that I'm saying we can get a woman on here to speak for you guys,
We'll be
other
talking with you,
women,
right?
and we will be glad to promote for other women's to come on here and give their opinions on different topics. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the topics that our sister wanted to, kind of speak about because something she wanted to put in the air. So I'm glad that she came to put it in the air.
Thank you.
And I definitely want to give a shout out to my dog J Styles. So you know what I'm saying, bringing her by. No, I just say I just want to make sure so she know that you know what I'm saying all women are welcome and we appreciate her coming. You know what I'm saying?
And I also want to specify when she had
Yeah.
said the guys. She said don't generalize.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women out here cheating. They just ain't speaking about it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, man. And she, I think she's speaking about some good stuff.
And I didn't even want
You
to
know?
touch bases with that. I
Oh,
just
we can
kind of
talk
like
about
want to
that
let it
too.
go because
Yeah.
I don't want people to think I'm heated. I like to make dialogue interesting.
Passionate.
There has
Yeah.
to be an adversary and an advocate. It has to be contingent, you know.
Yeah.
So that's all I create. When I see it, I want to just create more aggression. I want people to come out with it. Not necessarily nothing against nobody, what you believe or what you feel, you know.
And another thing, so I'll tell you about belief. You said you wanted her to come talk about her beliefs on stuff like her different. What you say you are?
More.
So just nationality.
Right.
Talking
She
about
studies
Yeah.
under the Moorish science.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you want to give. I don't know if you want to do it or not. Just give some people some input of.
Well, you mean at another time? Or
Oh
you talking about right now?
no, we still got a little time. That's why. No. I did that because I wanted to get you.
Oh,
I wanted to,
okay.
so you can get that in too.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm categorizing them. You know, so I'm timing it.
Okay.
You know, so you got enough time to do it.
That's a big topic.
But
Nationality.
we can start on that and then come back to that another
Yeah,
time. So
yeah,
that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
All
You know
right,
what
well,
I'm
I'm
saying?
always
So
going to start with the mother.
Okay.
That's just, I'm always going to start with the mother. I'm always going to start with the home. I'm always going to start with the first teacher, the first government. And just nationality, we all get that through our nature, through, who we come through the birth canal of. So your nationality begins with your mother. And so what the brother was talking about as far as Moors being having a Moorish nationality, that is essentially dealing with your political status. So a lot of those things are based in just knowing civics, knowing law, knowing natural law.
so is it a lot of studying involved, or is it something like
Such is life.
life is
But
definitely
it's a specific thing that you pretty much you're gonna be learning civics and essentially cosmology, like astrology.
Yeah.
Because man is mind. That's what man means.
Yeah.
It means mind.
Yeah.
And so to be cultivating our conscious mind, excavating our subconscious mind, that's essentially what it is. So,
does it require a specific eating habit, or is this something like is a specific way you got to go about your days, or like you know what I'm saying? Is this
I wouldn't say that it's necessarily ritualistic in that way. I think that it's more dealing with nationality. And so within that nation, within that nationality, you just know who you are. You're essentially returning to the ways of your ancient mothers and foremothers and forefathers. And so that's just dealing with the cosmic sciences, dealing with nature, being in harmony with nature.
yeah?
Knowing true law, knowing divine law.
Because my brother here, he practice what you practice
Islam.
Islam. You know what I'm saying?
So more we say Islam, but that's
Yeah.
Iself Law and Master.
Okay.
And so, but that is also the original religion. It's pretty much to realign. Religion just means that realigning
Yeah.
to your ancient ways of which is essentially just having peace. In this existence. So Islam is what Moors also practice. Like,
Okay.
We consider ourselves.
So y'all align in kind of much the same thing, pretty much, yeah.
It's just like in Christianity,
Yeah.
you got Baptist, Methodist, Episcopal, Catholic, and Islam. There's much more, and I was explaining this to you a couple of weeks ago. There's more branch divisions than we are even aware of. We're aware of mainstream Islam, which is the Orthodox Sunni. And I grew up in this. I was born into it. And so you have the mainstream, which is considered Orthodox. But then when you study Orthodox Ethiopian Christianity, is very similar.
Yeah.
You feel me? So the antiquity of religion goes back far. It's a deeper study. The Moors are actually practicing Islam also without the same obligatory laws that the Sunni practices. You follow me? So, like, for example, the Catholics, they definitely believe in what? Communion, eating the wafer and drinking the liquid.
The wine.
But that's not a Baptist thing.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? But the Catholics do it. The Baptists don't. So in Islam, the Sunni Muslims, they have an obligatory prayer. They do 5 times a day. Whereas the Moorish, they have a different obligatory prayer system, and a different concept of it. They also embrace a lot of Islamic scholars that actually came out of Morocco, Mauritania, Libya, and all that northern part of Africa. You'd be surprised of the scientists that created things that we follow to this day came out of there. Do you know our numbering system is Arabic? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is Arabic. That came from the Arabs. Our very numbering system is Arabic. So we got a lot to learn.
Okay. So, anything you want to put on that? You on point on that?
No, yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
Okay.
But nationality is essentially what is the most important thing, because I know a lot of people identify or as black and white.
Yeah.
And I don't deal in those terms.
Yeah.
Because black, what is that? White, what is that? White, like there's no nation. Really, to have any type of true status
Yeah.
is to belong to a people in a land. So if you're going around identifying as black, where's your land? Where's your people? If you're
Where's black land?
If
Right?
you're just, if you're just white,
Where's white land? Right. I get it. I get it.
A lot of these, like we are really the true Native Americans. Like we are native to
On the
this
whole
land.
planet.
So, but as far as even what he was talking about, as far as Africa or North Africa, but this is Northwest of Mexico. Like this is Northwest Africa. Like I just think when you really know who you are, what nation you belong to, what people you belong to, about your people in your lands, you're not gonna want to be, under a status of black.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
African American.
I concur.
Yeah.
On another note, this not switch topic. On another note, speaking about land and stuff, survival, I would encourage all my black people. If she said not black and white, I'll just say black. Anyways, but black peoples, you know what I'm saying? My all peoples, not just black. You know what I'm saying? It's to go out and get these jobs that's now available. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and start your business. Now's a good time to do it, because with Trump being in the chair, a lot of the immigrants are gone. Like a lot of immigrants are gone. But listen, with that being said, when one door closes, another door opens.
Door opens, yes.
So, not to be ragging on the immigrants, you know what I'm saying? But the immigrants are gone. There's a lot of opportunity that's out there now. So, with that being said, we need for us as peoples, as the black, white, American, whatever, us as American peoples to jump on those opportunities now. Because, for instance, I just seen on TikTok where they was building the Auburn University. Immigration van went out there, scooped up over 100 some peoples. Mm-hmm. Now there's nobody to build the Auburn University.
Ain't it just so foul that had to happen for that to happen?
But I'm just saying. But you get what I'm saying?
I mean, really?
Now there's nobody to do this.
But ain't that what Trump? But that's what Trump runs on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
that's what he runs. That's what he's showing. He's doing what he said he was going to do.
That's what I'm
he's
telling my people
business
to get out there, and they need to build their business now. If you ever thought that it wasn't a place for you, now's a good spot for you to go and try to get you something.
There's always been, but unfortunately, like agreeing with Jay. Like that's just what it is. Like it shouldn't have had to take that.
Yeah, I understand that.
So,
but as Trump was saying,
like checkers, because you move, I gotta move.
As Trump was saying, they was in the way, right? So you got
gonna jump me.
You got all these immigrants, and I'm not just talking about Mexican people. You got some people from Brazil. You got people from other different countries, not just the Mexican.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That was in high spots or had businesses that was doing a lot of these low communities.
Let me ask you something.
What?
How did they just come in the last 30, 40 years allegedly, but they already 500 years ahead of some other people? That's the question.
Hard work.
How did they jump it straight in line? So that's why Trump wanted him out.
yeah, they came in.
Unfortunately, then it
They
benefits
came in showing you the
everything.
way to how to do it. Like you said, you can't reinvent the wheel, right? So
I'm gonna tell you a true story my father told me before he
can't
passed
reinvent the
away.
wheel.
Being from the south side of Chicago, when my grandmother, and I think I might have said this on the other part, when my grandmother moved in Inglewood, which is the worst part of the city of Chicago, it was going out of an all-white Jewish community. That was like in 1961.
Yeah,
Right now in 2025, my father told me this. He said everything's gonna go in cycles in life. He about neighborhoods. He was like, first the Mexicans gonna have it. Oh, first the white people got it, then black folks get it, and then the Mexicans get it. They completely run it all the way down to the ground.
That too.
By the time it went through that photosynthesis, now the white man just brought it back up, and it starts all over again.
well,
Hey, that's something to
Exactly.
look at. That's like a
It's
part
the,
of
it's the rainbow. That's why the rainbow has
But
different
but-
colors. That has to.
It's
That's
funny you
my
mention
thing.
that because we hear that all the time.
That's
but
why we got the
that's just my
spectrum.
thing.
We hear that
Y'all
all the
might well
time.
jump out there while it's
Listen.
available right now. It's your turn.
Listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I went to a place
But
with John
listen.
Walker's that said in the middle of Fort Myers. I see nothing but Spanish people in there. That used to be all blacks.
Going back to what we were saying,
It's gonna always be that way.
everything in the universe exists by equal and opposite reactions.
Yeah.
Nothing. Two things that's opposite have to come and crash to create. Just like man and woman.
Rotation. It's rotation. It's a rotation.
So, but the point is that that thing needs the other thing to exist.
Yeah. So well, I just want to put that out there, but you know what I'm saying, the spot's old enough for immigration, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to say I ain't gonna say that I disapprove what he's doing or I approve of it. I'm neutral with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like this right here. If you go to Paris or go to another country and you're American, they're gonna get you out of their country. Okay?
And
You're not gonna be able to stay over there and live in their country. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Trump doing right now.
I mean, I respect what he's doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It doesn't.
who cares? You ever been to Paris? You finna run over there?
No, I plan on going. You know what I'm saying?
how everybody's treating their
Yeah.
country.
Yes.
We gonna do this.
Yeah.
But is that truth?
Yeah.
But hold on, is that the truth or is that what the news in America is telling
No,
you?
that's the truth. That's
Oh,
like
you
they-
saw it on Paris's local TV station.
Just like when the girl went over there and got arrested, the basketball girl. What her name is who got arrested?
Oh,
Basketball-
Brittany. something.
Yeah, Brittany
Right.
Gaynor for
You
vape carts.
think if there was one of these people that her sat in jail that long?
One of they people?
Yes, they only did that to get one of these people out to do a switch. It was a political thing, and they knew she was
Oh,
a
that's-
big name.
of
I
course.
guarantee if you go to jail over there, they ain't come to get you.
Somebody gonna come get me.
No, yeah, but the president ain't come get you. They ain't swapping from you.
But look, if they want you, they want you. That was a
Yeah,
political ploy.
It doesn't play. I'm just saying.
I
But that's
mean-
all I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? And you know that's something here or there.
And that's
topic.
sad too. That's sad too that we need some kind of fake created celebrity for their political gain. The rest of us get shitted on.
Yes, you know. You know what I mean?
Oh, no name over there.
And needed.
Yeah, but it's sad that that's what the media has to do to keep us in that frequency, though.
Yeah. Well, that no.
That,
Listen,
to
man,
remind us that we're not as valuable as they are.
We're gonna get
Sadly.
back up on another topic. You know what I'm saying? The time running low. You know what I'm saying? My dog Icy got to go. So I rhymed on him. Time running low. Icy got to go.
He kicking
you know what
his
I'm saying?
freestyle.
You know what I mean?
Put it in
We
there.
the air. You feel me? We got a couple of photos we're gonna put on there. We're gonna show a photo of the person that was on the phone. Y'all will see that later. I mean, in the podcast. We want to appreciate Jay Styles and want to appreciate
Wild Bloom L.
for coming out. You see how I did that, y'all? You know what I'm saying?
He listened through the podcast.
But you know what I'm saying, we definitely appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? If anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome. You know what I'm saying? Any topic you want to speak of is your microphone. You know what I'm saying? You get the full respect. And we keep the general off of you.
Oh no!
I just like
General is the reason he is supposed.
no.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
But we got
perfect.
General in the cut. General, we're gonna also thank that your phone call that you made, you know what I'm saying, we'll keep on, you know what I'm saying, the back.
Yeah, I'm taking
back,
care of that
yeah.
right now. And again, let me say this: my
We see where his
conversation
mind at, man.
is always to create the necessary positive and negative energy. That's how I flow. You know, I'm an electrician. So I study that. I work that.
Energy.
It has to be because energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's
Simply
just transferred.
transferred.
So I just like to keep the energy going, and I like for it to be a little. It never bothers me. I always feel like it's necessary to keep. Okay, what you talking about? Okay, because I'm a street dude. I'm a city boy.
Right.
I just resurrected and reinvented myself.
That's how we talk.
But right, I was always like that. It seems confrontational, but it's not. When I'm confrontational, I usually get arrested. Because I don't went all the way to the max. But in the generalization, I'm always trying to get it going. I'm like thunder and lightning.
that how
Boom,
you got
bam,
your
bang.
name?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your names come. Your names. You don't really pick your names; they come to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Let's talk about how you got your name.
Don't worry about it. That's another topic.
Talk
You
about
know
how
what I'm
you got
saying?
your
Listen.
name.
Exactly.
Listen,
Hey, he set himself up.
No, I ain't setting myself up. It's a true statement. But we can talk about it in another podcast. I'll be glad to tell you how I get my name. Both of them. It's two of them out there now. But I'll be glad to tell you about each and every last one of them. Whether you like it or not, it ain't my problem.
Creep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Black or Valley. Okay, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm going
If I do return,
Yeah.
I would like to continue on the things that we talked about today, so we
Okay.
can actually have like a sense of
resolution.
fulfillment
Yeah,
of
yeah.
it, because we were just kind of all over the place, and if I just don't want to
Okay.
keep flooding with this topic, that topic, and we're just all
Okay.
impulsive and all over the place. Like if we can just bring a little cohesion, so we can have a real flow of a conversation, because the communication is very important. A big part of the communication is listening and understanding each other, not just
And receiving,
throwing words
and
at
receiving,
each other,
yeah.
and not just like just bringing up topics, but we're really not gaining any understanding. and
Okay, so
wisdom
that's no
and
problem.
insight.
And also, when you come back, we'll try to have, another, woman can kind of be.
And
Just
In
let
here
me
with
know
you.
ahead of time y'all coming, so I have my notes, because I'm gonna watch this episode. I have the notes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we definitely. That's definitely taken down and received. So
yeah, 'cause
it,
your question is
yeah.
poignant. That's a very
Yeah.
poignant question.
Yeah.
And I think it deserves a little bit.
no,
more
I agree. You know what I'm saying? I just
I'll do
I thought it was a little heated too, so I had to change it up a little bit to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting for it. You
I
got
did the
it.
same
I told
thing.
you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I just, try to balance out, what's going on. But again, I said we definitely thank you for coming, and we definitely want you back. And we know when we come back what we're going to talk about. That's going to be one of the topics that we're going to talk about, and it's going to be we're going to get a resolution or a closure, or at least some point of understanding before we get off of it.
because everybody's points were really valid, and
Yeah.
we just gotta,
Yeah, and guess what? They want to hear it too. So y'all like and subscribe. That way, when we do come back, y'all will be the first ones to get it when we post it. You know what I'm saying? So we just put it in the air. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Put it in the air.
So don't mind General over there, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's my
Hey,
role.
listen,
That's
man,
my
I
president
just
right
be
there.
coming with it, Joe.
That's my president, and Jay
I come
Style is
with
my
it.
dog.
I might
and,
seem rough, but I come with it. I'm harmless.
and they all coming through, and we put it in
I'm
there.
harmless.
So yeah, peace, love, and happiness.
Peace.
Shout out to ENX3.
NXT3, man.
Okay.
Love you,
So
family.
y'all been a little rusty. Y'all been off.
Yeah, man.
NXT, man.
Yeah, man.
3.
Shout out, man. It's on
ENTX.
Oh,
it's on the
ENTX.
screen. It's on the screen. Y'all read it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all like and subscribe too,
yeah, man.
man.
And we got our
Shout out to
we
Jay
got our
Styles
QR code
and
too
his
for y'all
daughter,
that ain't got the podcast.
His lady, Wild Blue Mel, one time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
So yeah, man. Tune it out. Peace, love, and happiness. Anything to say, Jay?
End it on that.
Hey, Icy, I just text you the young lady's name.
Put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl. Put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl. Put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl. Put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl. Put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl. Put it in the air. I seen you do it. I seen you nice. I see you smooth. I see you twice. Goddamn, girl, you're making me blind. Goddamn, girl, you know you're fine. Now put it in the air like you know what it is. Put it in the air like you doing the biz. Put it in the air, girl. Put it in the air, girl. Show why, girl. Put it in the